What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Morning Brew podcast. Today, I have a very special interview for you. I am joined in the new virtual studio by Ronnie Strauss, outdoor enthusiast, drummer, currently in the middle of the UK and US tours with the band I Don't Know How But They Found Me, otherwise known as idkhow. This interview was insanely fun. There's a few podcast exclusive stories that I've been dying to know about. I hope you guys enjoy the interview as much as I did. So without further ado, here is the interview with Ronnie.
All right, what's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. It is so hot here though.
Dude, how hot is it over there?
I think today was got to be close to 100 degrees for sure.
Oh my gosh.
If
I
not
think we're still
over.
like high 90s here.
Are you in Chicago?
Texas.
Texas. Man, yeah, you got the humid heat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like stepping outside and feeling like I've taken a shower.
I know. Sometimes you just got to like wring your shirt out with water, put it on, and then just get wet already.
Literally, oh my gosh. All right, well, I'm so excited to talk to you finally.
Yes.
So, first and foremost, tell me about you. Who is Ronnie?
Oh man, I'm just a guy. I'm really just a normal male. Well, maybe not super normal. I don't know. I like to fix all my own stuff. Like I'm doing a paver pathway in my backyard right now that I'm doing with a couple buddies. I like to go skiing and snowboarding in the winter. We live in Utah, so I try to take advantage of the mountains. I'm always out hiking, or my dog keeps me active out in the woods. We like to go rock climbing. I went mountain biking just a few days ago with a friend. I'm an opportunist, so I feel like same thing on the road. Like touring, you know, if we're close to some kind of cool natural like waterfall or something, I'm gonna try to get there. Or if we're in Europe and there's a cool cathedral, I'm gonna try and go get involved and like absorb as much as I can. So I feel like I do that in my everyday life, you know, try and just take it all in and not take it for granted, you know. If you could see out my window, we just have these gorgeous mountains, so I'm always trying to be up there, or when I'm not working, you know. But I don't know, I feel like I'm just a normal dude.
That's super cool though. Do you I'm kind of jealous of the mountains because Texas, where I'm in, is like very flat. So
yeah,
we don't get a ton of that. Is your rock climbing indoor or outdoor?
Oh, you can do both. However, we have some amazing walls outside that I like to go and explore.
So sick, dude.
Yeah.
I do the bouldering, but it's indoors over here. But every now and then we drive past just a random rock slab, and I'm like, I kind of want to climb that.
Yeah. Are you close to is there a Momentum climbing gym in Texas?
I'd have to check, but the one I go to with my brother is called Armadillo.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen those while going through Texas, and there's a gym here in Utah called Momentum, and I know that they just built one in Katy, Texas.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's super far, so maybe I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, but indoor gyms are nice because like days like today where it's just too hot, you touch the rock outside and you're gonna burn your hands. So
I didn't even think about that. I'm always worried about falling.
Yeah. But I guess that's part of the fear factor of climbing is kind of what gets a lot of people going, you know. So
Definitely.
That's what I love about it is it keeps you in like a particular mind space, you know. Like when you're pushing that hard and trying that hard, and you're also adding in the fear factor. If you start to panic, you're totally done. You're gonna fall no matter what. Your hands are gonna get sweaty. But if you just kind of like breathe and relax, even though you're trying super hard, it's a weird juxtaposition, rock climbing.
Yeah,
but that's why I love it.
At this point gotten used to just being absolutely humbled by the wall.
Yeah. Yep, I love that. That's cool you climb. That's one of my favorite ways to get exercise.
Yeah, I just started it earlier this year, so I'm doing climbing and then I do distance running every now and then.
Wow, that's one thing I will
I
not
picked
do.
I picked the mental sports, the ones
Yeah,
that
you
are just
did.
in your head the whole time.
Yeah, you mentioned that you also started playing drums like in 2019.
Yeah. So I started, but I'm only self-taught. So I just either practice in my head or on Tupperwares, or my uncle gave me some like of the electronic drums. But I
Sweet.
don't get to play them as often as I want because I live in an apartment and I have neighbors. So
Yeah.
it's kind of few and far between where I get to try it.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Yeah. Being a drummer is hard, and trying to also be polite and respectful of your neighbors and roommates. So I get
Right?
that. Yeah, that's a hard challenge.
Yeah. So I have some kind of fun, goofy questions
Yeah.
to get to know you a little better.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this would be fun in like almost like a speed round. Like don't think
Okay.
too much on it.
Okay.
So, what TV show are you currently binging right now?
It's called Your Honor, and it's not even good. But
It's not even good.
no, not really. It has Bryan Cranston in it, the guy from
Okay.
Breaking Bad, and
So that's redeemable.
yeah, I love Bryan Cranston, so I gave it a shot, and then I I don't know, maybe it's just how my brain works, but I feel like once I start something, I kind of have to finish it. And it's always like I'm always watching shows like late at night to relax and wind down, and then I fall asleep, and then I end up having to go back. So like shows usually fall off for me. It's rare that I'll actually finish one. But yeah,
I feel that. Okay, what song is currently on repeat for you right now?
well, as far as songs that I'm listening to for pleasure, I've been listening to this album by Parcels, Volume One.
Okay.
Is the record, but basically just that whole entire album, top down, is awesome.
Okay, it's a no skip. We love that.
Yeah, love it.
What's a fun fact about you?
A fun
Like,
fact.
what is something fun and factual
Fun,
about Ronnie?
fun and factual. I mean, I love animals. I'm like a cat lady at heart.
Dude,
So
me
maybe,
too.
but I feel like that's a lot of people. You're either an animal
okay.
person or you're not. But I don't know. As far as fun, yeah, I don't know. I
Cats are
love
fun.
I love eating dates and peanut butter together.
Together. Okay.
Dunk them in chocolate, put them in the fridge. It's the best snack on earth.
I am going to try this.
Yeah. So there's a fun little recipe fact.
Okay, definitely. Would you rather be attacked by 10 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Oh man, 10 wait, 10 duck-sized horses, because that just sounds really, really cute actually. Just 10 little tiny horses. I feel like I could wrangle those things.
That's fair. See, I feel like I want the really giant duck, but I want to like tame it and then make it like mine and then ride him around places.
Like a Pegasus, yeah.
Yes.
I
it's
love
a
that.
duck.
Yep. I could
Yeah.
go for both. You could convince me either way.
Yeah, it depends on if I have to fight them or if I can just, like keep them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, a fun fact, I actually saved a baby duck on the river 2 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Tell
there's
me
a
about
fun
that.
fact. So my wife and I and a bunch of my buddies here in Utah, we float the local river. It's called the Provo River.
Okay.
And we have these little inflatable kayaks, and there's a ton of fly fishing that happens on that river. So during the season when the little ducklings are hatching, I noticed there was a family of ducks that were hanging out over by the shore, and the mom was kind of freaking out. And I looked just beyond where the mother was at. There was a little baby duck hanging upside down with fishing line wrapped around its foot.
No.
So I like paddled back up river, got out of the river, and it was really sad at first because the poor little duck's leg had been wrapped around in that fishing line for so long that it was a little bit swollen and kind of digging into his foot. So it was a little sad, but I got to hold that little baby duck for like, a minute while I untangled his little foot and then sent it back on its way. And the little guy paddled right across the river with the rest of the fam. It was
Oh,
one of the coolest wildlife experiences I've ever had.
that's so cool. I just saved a little, like, I don't know what kind of bird it is, but like a little bird that flew into my parents' window.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
on its back, and my dad thought it was dead. And so I got like gloves to like move it, but it was breathing, and I think he was just stunned. So I just kind of flipped him right side up and was kind of like gently, like, because he's pretty little, but like massaging his back to kind of
Oh,
alert him again. And eventually his eyes opened. I put him back in this little tree, and then I ran to get my phone to take a picture of him because he was cute. And then as soon as I took the picture, he flew away just like totally fine. And I was like,
wow.
wow, okay, he just needed a minute.
I've been knocked out, and had the wind knocked out of me before, so maybe that was what happened. You take a hit so hard, you just can't breathe for
Yeah.
a second, and then finally get some oxygen and you're back to normal.
Yeah, sometimes you just need someone to believe that you're not dead.
Yeah, there you go.
Give you space for a sec.
Well,
Okay,
good on
so
you.
you too. Yeah. Look at us saving birds. left
Save
and
the
right.
animals. Yeah.
As you should. So you also are a drummer. I can see him behind you, which is awesome.
Oh,
So what got you into drumming or music in general?
I am lucky and I have really cool siblings who listened to really cool music. But first off, my dad is a drummer. So I
Okay,
grew up in,
sick.
in Maryland, and we had a duplex in Maryland. So my dad's drums were never set up inside our house. So by the time my family jumped ship over here to Utah, I was about 9 or 10 years old, and we had a house that we moved into. So his his drums then got set up in our basement, and that was when I really started. But I don't really remember starting to play, but I just remember watching him play, my dad, and so I could understand while we were listening to the music and he was playing. I kind of understood what limbs made what sounds, and kind of how that was copacetic with the music. And it's been history ever since. I've played, gosh, not every single day, but close to every day since then. It's just something that I love to do.
So would you consider yourself self-taught, or did you learn from your family?
Definitely self-taught. However, I had the ability to just watch someone else do it. And my dad told me, after I started playing for a few years, because he just played to songs, he would just put records on, crank up the volume, and jam.
Oh,
So
he's just jamming.
yeah, and he had a little band here and there, but I would do the same thing. I would just put on records that I really loved. Usually, when I was learning, I would put on the same records he was playing too, because I could see what was happening.
Okay.
But as far as like formal lessons go, I didn't take a formal lesson until I actually went to college when I was 18. I went to a music school called Musicians Institute in California.
Okay.
And that's where I got my reading chops and more like jazz and Latin hand percussion kind of chops.
Okay, so when you're like trying to learn a song, like let's say you have a song you really like and you want to play it, I don't know how to ask this question, hold on. Like, does your brain like break it apart for you and then you can kind of see it on the drums? Or do you just kind of freestyle and do it your own way?
So it's a little bit situational. So for songs like, for instance, for idkhow, Dallin programmed a lot of those drums on an MPC. So they're all electronic samples. Well, they're samples of
Okay.
real drums, but he kind of built those drum parts with his hands on like something like this, like a MIDI controller,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So you can put all kinds of sounds on here,
Gotcha.
and he and the producer wrote most of those drum parts on a computer. So those, it's easier to listen and understand what the exact part is and then attack it on the acoustic drums, but playing the exact parts. And I think that's kind of something that I do well is just play the part of the song. I don't try to be the star of the show as the drummer. I really just like to come in and play the song as a whole and learn the part. And once you learn the part, then you make it your own, and you can kind of add stuff in there. But for the most part, you get hired to play songs instead of
Right. Okay.
The drum show. Right?
Yeah. Drum solos are cool, but I've heard less is more sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like keeping it basic is like sometimes just better.
Yeah. You're playing with four other people, or two other people, or however many people are in your band, and not everyone can just shred the whole time. You've got to create a song somehow and get people dancing. And my goal is to just make people want to dance, and provide a good foundation for that.
Achieved, for sure.
Thank you.
So for me, like trying to learn still, it's been a while, but it's still a work in progress. What are like the staple things that I should be practicing, would you say?
I guess it depends on what you want to do. Like if you're do you want to be in a band, or are you just trying to, is it just something that you want to learn for the sake of not getting Alzheimer's when you're old, because they say to learn an instrument?
I think just for funsies for now, a band would be cool, but it's definitely not like the goal.
Yeah. Well, I believe playing music is first and foremost the main goal, right? And so if you can just learn how to groove and separate your limbs, so like practice maybe having your left hand and your right foot kind of being able to play at opposite times, and being able to do the same thing with your right foot and your right hand, so that every time your right hand's playing, like the hi-hats, your bass drum's not trying to do the exact same thing. Right. I've noticed, I've never really taught drums, but I've noticed, friends or people that are like trying to sit down at my house or something and mess around. They're like, man, how do you separate your hand and your feet? So I feel like that's probably, that's probably something that a lot of people struggle with. However, sorry, that's super random, but I do think that, and a lot of the best people that I've learned from have made it obvious that everything is kind of made up of single strokes, double strokes, and triplets. As far as like a rudimentary scale goes, I don't think it's necessary to learn all whatever, like 36, 42 rudiments that exist. That's not really necessary for your contemporary drummer as far as just like playing music in a band or something. I feel like the most staple rudiments, if you wanted to learn rudiments, which is a good thing to practice. I warm up on a pad and play. I don't necessarily just play paradiddles or triplets. I kind of just play a variation of all of the things. And I have this one little exercise I can text you that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That I kind of came up with. It's just like got singles, doubles, and a paradiddle at the end, and it's in like triplet format. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. But is that your cat?
Yeah, sorry, my kitten just walked in.
Oh.
And she says hello.
That's
Santa,
adorable.
you want to come say hi? She might come over. She likes to be in this area because I have a lot of little knickknacks, and she likes to steal them and then bring them to me while I'm at work.
Good cat. Good kitty.
Yeah. No, but separating your limbs is a really good one, because I still struggle with that a lot, but yeah. I was able to finally get at least the arms and the legs somewhat separated, because when I was first starting, that was like the hardest thing. I was like, my brain doesn't do that. Yeah.
There's this really, really cool exercise that's pretty easy to do. I might even be able to like sing it to you over the mic, but you basically just play a rock groove, like the 2 and 4 on your hands. So your hands are playing the 8th note, which is t t t t 3 and 4, and your snare just plays on the 2 and 4. So t t ka t t t.
Oh, okay.
So you literally can forget about that. You can forget about your hands, and all you have to do is on your foot play each 8th note. So you play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you play the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you can play like the in-betweens, like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. All the while you're playing just t t cat t t t cat t poof t goot 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 oot 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 oot. So you know you're like, you just move that kick drum literally 1/16th note inside that measure. It actually, now that I'm singing it over the microphone, it sounds a lot more confusing. But I'll text you two different things.
Okay,
I'll text you that cool little bass drum exercise, and once you like master this one little exercise,
Okay.
it's gonna open up your playing so much.
Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's super easy concept. It just takes brain power and discipline.
You're I feel like an octopus sometimes. I'm like,
Right?
I think I have more hands than I actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the questions that I wrote for later, but I'll ask it now because it makes sense. Do you ever, when you're playing, have a moment where you feel like your arms are just going faster than your brain?
When I'm in the practice room and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself and I start just like shedding, yeah, that happens for sure. Yeah, I gotta be honest, it does for sure. When I was climbing a ton, my wrist and forearm tendons and finger tendons were becoming really, really strong. And there's
Here
Kitty.
she is.
She's so precious. Oh my God.
This is Cinnamon. She says hello.
Oh, hi Cinnamon. What a cutie. But yeah, when I was climbing, my tendons were getting really, really strong, and my twitch muscles were like rapid fire. And I noticed I was in the studio tracking on someone's album, and I was trying to play these really soft, subtle ghost notes, and my fingers wanted to just play like rapid fire ghost notes when I had been climbing that morning too, so my muscles were probably a little bit fatigued, but also like endurance through the roof. So I actually tamed back how much I was climbing, because it was totally affecting my subtle
It was affecting the
playing.
drums.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
which was sad, but drumming has always been first in my
I get
life.
that. Yeah, there have been times where I'm like running through a song that I'm trying to learn, and definitely it's a moment where like the arms are going like 2 steps ahead of what my thought process is, and I'm like, is this something I will grow out of, or am I just shifted into like maximum overdrive or something?
I think, especially in this day and age, we want kind of an instant gratification. When drumming and learning an instrument, it takes so much discipline. And what I would say is really learn how to discipline yourself and slow down. Like put that song, I guess there are softwares, like if you have Ableton or Logic or any of those audio softwares, you can literally put a song in there and slow the BPM down or speed it up. But and also put the metronome on and just really, really discipline yourself, because it's harder to play slow than it is fast.
I believe that because in running, it's harder for me to run slow than to run fast. Like if you have to pace yourself at the beginning of like a marathon or something, I'm like, I just want to go faster.
Yeah, get it over with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And drumming is so cool because I feel like I've learned how to live, and like I have a certain way of life, and I owe it to the discipline of learning drumming. And yeah, I don't know. It's something that you can really only experience, you know? It's hard to explain, but it's taught me how to just be disciplined in all kinds of things, like finishing tasks and going to a day job, you know, and just being kind and just listening to people. I can attribute all of it to drumming, I think.
That's so cool that it like translates into other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song to play on drums? Like what's like the most fun for you to just like jam?
It's always changing. I'm always into new things and new records, and honestly depends on the mood of the day. But there
I get
is
that.
I can think of this one song that I used to try and play all the time.
Hmm.
It's a Latin jazz Afro-Cuban artist. Well, there's three of them. The drummer's Horacio Hernandez. They call him El Negro, and he's a badass, the best like Latin jazz Afro-Cuban style drummer, in my opinion. And he's playing with Michel Camillo and Anthony Jackson on bass, just a trio. And they have this song that Michel Camillo wrote. It's called Caribe, and it's out of this world, like beyond my technical ability and my apprehension of that style of music. But it's such a beautiful song, and the rhythm is just out of this world. So I studied that song for, well, I listened to it a million times, but it really was trying to study it and understand it and absorb it. So when I was in college, I was probably like 21 years old, 20, 21. And at that song, I remember just being probably the theme of like a whole year of my life.
That's so cool.
But right now, as a hired drummer on a lot of gigs, I'm always learning new songs and I'm always having to cram all this new material. So it's more rare than I want to admit that I actually get to sit down and just play music that I like. I need to make more time to do that, but I mean, you can see I've got this silly like music notation here that I'm trying to keep up with, like reading and independence and just like keeping my brain firing on all cylinders. So make that mixed with also rehearsing all the IDK stuff, and we're about to do the US tour in a couple months, adding some other songs and old songs that I've never played. So I'm always learning new stuff. However, to get back to your question, I've really been loving learning the new Eddie K record, and in particular, there's a song called Infatuation, which you probably
Yeah,
know.
that's a great one.
That's a cool groove, and it's cool because, like I was saying earlier, Dallin programs them all in his hands, so it's not really like
No, that's
how a
sick. That's
drummer
like what
would.
Charlie Puth does, dude. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So it's really a cool challenge for me to break those apart and learn them on the drums, and that's why a lot of people ask me like, why do I play open-handed? And it's because I have to be able to play the toms with my right hand while still playing these hi-hat grooves on the snare and the hi-hat while maintaining like the clap stack cymbal thing that's happening. And also Gloomtown Brats, that's a cool song
That's a
that I
fun one.
yeah, I really enjoyed learning that. And then getting to play them, night after night is really really the payoff.
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes at the concerts I'll space out because I'm just like, if you ever see me staring intently at you, it's because I'm trying to take notes of what you're doing.
Oh, sick. No, I
Because
wish.
I wish I knew how to play more of the idkhow songs, but some of them I'm like, yeah, this seems pretty straightforward, and then some of them I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I was having the what the fuck moments too, so you're not alone.
My favorite in the holiday season, my favorite song to play is off their Christmas record, and it's Christmas Drag. That one is
Yeah.
really fun to play on the drums.
Yep, that's a really fun one. We played that at our Salt Lake show. We played like the. Oh, I thought I had the poster, but I don't. Yeah, we played that one at our holiday show last December. It's a good
I
time.
think we should add it to the set list.
Just permanently.
Christmas in every month.
We've talked about it because they're fun, and everyone needs a little Christmas spirit here and there,
Yeah, it's like
sprinkled
impossible
throughout
to
the
be
year.
sad on Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, you were on tour with idkhow, and then you're kicking up the US tour again pretty soon. How has that been?
I'm so lucky that everyone in the band is so fun to be around, and we are all like-minded. Everyone's very respectful. All like 3 out of the 4 of us are family men. Me and Anthony are married. Dallin's married with kids. So nobody is like trying to get in trouble or like go out and party and rage
The
after every
classic
show.
rock
And
star
yeah,
athletic.
yeah, like it really isn't that. We're a bunch of dudes that have families back home, and we all just need good sleep and good, food and beverage. And I'm really just happy to be there, and I hope that it lasts a very long time.
I hope so too. It sounds really cool. What's the tour bus life like?
The tour, it's definitely the best way to tour, for sure. I've done touring in all kinds of vehicles, including Sprinter vans, and it's definitely the best way to tour. You can sleep after the show, like while the bus is driving, and then you wake up in the city that you're playing the next morning. Because for me, I really would get stir crazy sitting in the van, looking out the windows, driving
I
during
feel
the
it.
day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that gets hard. So the fact that we get to have a good rest after the show, like immediately, pretty much whenever you want, you have like a bed waiting for you, and that's really nice.
That actually,
Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that, but that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so like, and everyone's different. Everyone has different sleeping habits, and sometimes you don't get as much sleep as you want. So you might need an hour nap before we do sound check or something. Yeah, I've been really, really stoked. And the buses in Europe are really cool because they're two levels.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, poor Dallin though, he can't stand up all the way inside the bus in Europe
Oh, because they're short.
because they're a little shorter. But um, it's a cool setup. So there's like a nice lounge upstairs. You can kind of watch the road go by, and all the bunks are upstairs, and then there's a whole hangout area in the first level. So there's plenty of room for everyone. Um, yeah, it definitely beats cramming into a little Sprinter van.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. This is an intrusive thought that I just had, but like, do you get car sick in a tour bus when you're like in a space that should feel like it's staying still, but it's not?
Fortunately, I've never been the type of person to get car sick, and I'm going to knock on wood here, but my wife gets car sick pretty easily, even if she's just looking at her phone while we're driving.
I do too. That's why I'm curious because
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, and I think Anthony, he also gets car sick, but he doesn't really have issues on the bus. I think it's the fact that there's enough area to kind of walk around or stretch out. I think it curbs the nausea. And maybe there's curtains. You can always close the curtains so you can't
That's
really
true.
see the moving parts outside.
Okay.
So I think that helps, but to be honest, I don't even know what helps because I've never had to struggle with that.
That's good. Good to know. It's kind of like a big airplane then, maybe.
Yeah, totally. It's very similar to that feel. Yep.
Okay. Okay. And you guys posted, I've been waiting so long to ask about this. You posted a picture of like Dallin holding up a prosthetic leg in Denver.
Yeah.
Can you tell me
Yeah.
about the leg?
That leg just appeared out of the crowd.
Yeah, just appeared.
Yeah, this gentleman was in the front, few rows, and we were busy rocking out and playing the show, and all of a sudden Dallin turns around and he's got a leg in his hand, and amidst the hilarious laughter and just like the shock factor, we finished the song. Dallin hands the gentleman his leg back, which sounds crazy to say. But Dallin is
Okay.
so cool, and Dallin made sure that our tour manager went and found him and brought him backstage after that show. And it was really, really fun to talk with him. He ended up being a veteran who lost his leg in the service. So it was touching to have him share that with us. And then he made us all sign his leg.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was stoked.
Okay. My follow-up was definitely going to be, did he get the leg back? So that's
Yes.
good to know.
Yes. He's on two legs again.
Okay, thank gosh. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, another question. I always see you playing in your little like rolled beanies,
Yeah.
and I am so curious how you keep them from flying off your head when you play.
Well, that's because I keep a buzzed head. So, um, it actually helps the sweat not get all up in my eyes and my whole face. It
Oh, so the beanie
actually
has a purpose.
the beanie works as as an absorbent of the sweat,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's such a nice fit that they don't. I buy the same brand one. I've got like 5 of them, you know, and my other drummer friends asked me the same thing, and I had to order the same beanies for them because they work. It's like a sweatband, except for it covers your whole dome. So, and after the shows, sometimes that thing is so wet, it's really nasty. But
I believe it because I wear the sweatbands when I go running.
yeah,
And sometimes I'm like, this is gross. No one can ever know about this. It's just I'm taking it to the grave.
you know,
Until
you
now.
gotta. It's. I feel like it's a rite of passage, you know, like or like a trophy. That sweat, I wear it like a trophy because that means I was having a good time, working hard, putting on a show.
Did you even really play a show if your beanie isn't soaked?
No, definitely not. No,
Exactly. That's
if
what
you
I
didn't
thought.
if you didn't sweat at all, yeah, you're doing it wrong.
You didn't even play at that point. At that point, you were
Yeah,
just there.
yeah.
Any current projects for you? What's on deck at the current moment?
Yeah, I'm always trying to play with all my buddies here locally. So I have a really really cool project that I'm working on with a friend who I actually looked up to my whole childhood. He was in like one of the sickest bands that's ever existed here in Utah. I'm not gonna mention names or anything, but I'm very stoked. We're going into the studio on Friday. No. We're going into the studio on Sunday, and we're gonna track
That's
two.
soon. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope to be able to share a few tunes, but it's with my friend Quinn Allman, who is the original guitar player of The Used, and
Okay.
he's like a huge inspiration slash mentor to me. He's been touring and playing shows for way longer than I ever have, and at a caliber in which only rock stars like Dallin and have like
Legends.
just legends, and it just means the world that he wants to make music with me, and his wife Meg is a beautiful singer. So we're working on some stuff, and I play with this dude Joshua James, and he's incredible. He's more of a folk artist, and I tour with him when he does stuff, and he's got a studio. We're always writing music over there, and I had my baby of a band. It's called Uncle Reno, and that never did anything because COVID happened the year after we released an album.
Dang.
But that was really, really fun. I have an instrumental project called Mr. Mental.
That sounds cool.
Instrumental. Yeah, so that's all on Spotify. You can check that stuff out. But um, literally just passion projects that no one on earth really, besides the 100 Spotify listeners, has heard. But
Hey, passion projects are
yeah,
the
yeah,
best ones.
you gotta have them. It gives me an opportunity to just
Also,
let
make that
loose.
count 101 Spotify listeners.
All right, I'll
I'll
hold you
listen
to
to
it.
it.
Sweet.
You're gonna check the count later, huh?
I'm going to. Yep, I'm checking it right now just to make sure. Just kidding.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I'll check it out.
Okay, I
Hell
will.
yeah.
What
Okay.
about you?
What about me? Working on the podcast right now. That's a
Yeah.
passion project. But I also do I do spray painting on the side. Not like graffiti, but just like on canvas. And so
Oh,
I just
cool.
made a spray painting of the band The Struts because I'm going to
Yeah.
see them next week. And so
Oh,
I'm going to
man.
have them sign it. And then I like to hang up all the spray paintings I've gotten signed in my living room. So
That's
kind of
awesome,
fun.
man. I always envied people that had artistic ability in that sense of like actually being able to put art on canvas. I've done it, but it doesn't translate.
I do a lot of like art, but it's unfortunate in the sense that I'll have like an inspiration. I'll spend like way too much money on the materials, I'll do it for like 3 months, and then I'm like, okay, on to the next thing, and then it's the cycle again, and I'm like, so it's just an expensive hobby. But
Yeah.
I got some cool stories out of it, so it's fun.
Yeah. And I always admire people that just do it because they want to do it. That's when the best
Yeah,
stuff
it's fun
happens
too.
anyway.
I like making the neighbor, because I'm in my apartment, so I paint at my parents' house, and then I like making the neighbors like kind of skeptical of like, what is she doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Make them think a bit.
I know, I'm like,
Where
don't you wish you knew?
if they're lucky, they'll find out one day.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from California.
Oh, okay. Cool. Very cool. You almost said about in a way that sounded Canadian.
I would love to be Canadian.
Yeah, me too. Holy cow. I love that country.
Yeah, no, I don't blend in Texas at all, because everyone here is like, yes sir, yes ma'am, and I'm out and about like saying dude and bro, and they're like,
Yeah.
you're not from here, are you? And I'm
Yeah.
like, gosh, what gave it away?
Yeah. I felt the same way in Texas. I didn't really fit. Love it though.
Yeah, I'm here for the good music. That's why
Yeah.
I enjoy Austin. But coming to see you guys in Dallas
Yeah.
later.
Oh,
this
really?
year.
We're doing Austin City Limits on October 4th and 5th. Are you in
that's sick.
Austin?
I think I am in Austin. I think I'm going to something else on the 4th, but I don't know about the 5th.
Cool.
I'm also low-key, I'm scared of festivals, but that's just me.
No, I get it. Festivals, they can be a bit much, especially when there's like tens of thousands of people sometimes. Yeah.
Nah, I
It
get
takes-
overstimulated very quickly.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it seems dope though. So maybe one of these days I'll have to go out, because I know a lot of really cool artists are playing.
Oh, one of my favorite bands is Jungle right now, and I think they're headlining that festival.
Are you
If
gonna
not,
meet
they're.
them?
Oh man, I hope. I don't even care to meet them. It would be cool, but I'm so stoked to listen to them live again. It's been like just a couple years since I've heard them, but yeah, it's just always such an experience, and I just can't wait to see them every time I get the opportunity.
That's so crazy. That would be so cool. I'm manifesting that you get to meet them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
That
I'll
would be
let
so
you know. Yeah.
Yes, please. I'll keep my eye open for like an Instagram post or something.
Okay. All right. I'm bad at posting. I really only post stuff if like someone else takes a picture of me. I have a hard time actually going and like finding photos to post, but if someone like tags me or posts something about me, I usually will re-share that. But
That's valid. I'll take some pictures in Dallas.
okay.
They're
All right.
gonna be like blurry ass iPhone photos, but
Hey, it's all right.
they will exist.
That's cool. I'll share them.
Hell yeah. Do you have any closing remarks or advice for the general public?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm good at advice, but I really just hope everyone stays healthy and stays conscious of other human beings that also exist on this earth, and give everyone their proper space and kindness, and just be a good person, please. Because that's what I try to do.
No, that's a good one. And if you're at any like concerts or events for now in the summer, stay hydrated.
Stay
Make sure your fellow
hydrated.
peer is hydrated and not locking their knees, please.
Yeah, that's a good point. My wife's passed out at concerts because of that.
I went to a concert for the band Rainbow Kitten Surprise at the Whitewater Amphitheater here in Texas, like 2 years ago in the summer. I'm not even joking, dude. Like 12 people, just like flies, kept going down and getting carried by security to the medical tent. It was like kind of scary. I was like, ooh, I think maybe I should leave.
You're like, dang, what's in the hot dogs here?
I know. I'm like, gosh, what the? I think
Yeah,
I'm witnessing
no.
an ambush.
Yeah, that's scary stuff, man.
Yeah.
But no fatalities. Everyone was just passed or just dehydrated.
Yeah, drinking and heat and standing for long amounts of time is not the move.
No, it's not the move. It's not. You got to stay healthy out there.
Yeah. Stay safe. Be nice.
Well, I really appreciate you wanting to even talk to me. That's really cool.
No, I appreciate you coming on. I was so excited.
Yeah. You'll have to get the other boys on here.
Oh, dude, I would love to.
Yeah, just keep on harping on them. I'm sure they will. At least the other band boys. Maybe not Dallin, but
I feel like I might scare Dallin, but that's okay.
No, not at all. Have you ever met him?
I'm intimidated by tall people. I haven't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I've heard he's nice though.
Super nice guy. Yeah, really sweet man. But he is very tall. So tallest man on earth.
Can't even fit on European buses.
No one's taller than that guy.
Truly. That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Ronnie's socials are linked below. Please go give him a follow. And be sure to check out idkhow's music and catch them on tour this upcoming fall. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to share it with a friend. And be sure to tune in next time because I've got some more fun interviews lined up.